Alex, how important is this weekend's game against Nottingham Forest in terms of keeping in touch with the top two?
Yeah, I think it's just as important as the other games that we've been playing. So the importance of the games has not been sort of lost on us. We know exactly what's at stake. Obviously disappointed with the Huddersfield game the other night, but we need to move on. We've moved on in the games that we've won and done well in, so that doesn't change regardless of the result previous. We need to move on to this one, go into it with a positive frame of mind and hope that we can play as well as we can, and I think if we can do that, we've got more than enough to win the game.
Yeah, after Huddersfield, you didn't get caught up in the hype of scoring a last-minute equaliser. You were disappointed with the performance and the result, weren't you? What's your message been to the players since then?
Well, just obviously we picked the bones out of the game. The parts that we sort of did relatively well and the parts that we didn't, like we do every game. So, at the end of the day, it's done now. We need to move on and we need to concentrate on the Nottingham Forest game. And I think the disappointment came from the fact that our task was to go and win the game. We didn't do that. And to be honest, at this stage of the season, in terms of performance and saying we did well and we had this amount of possession, to be honest, doesn't really make any difference because it's the end product that really matters. And I would take a 1-0 win and be really poor at the moment rather than playing really well and taking away a draw. And that's the stage of the season we're at. The prize is that sort of big that we need to make sure that we go and force home the dominance we're having in certain games. So tomorrow's crucial for us and we need to make sure we approach it in the right manner.
Is there one thing you've been working on or something specifically you want to try and add to the team to try and pick up these wins?
Yeah, a whole host of things. To be honest, the other night was probably as sloppy as we've been defensively since I came in, which is really disappointing. So we're looking to correct that. But also that our sort of work rate and effort's at 100% all the time, regardless when it is in the game. And the fact that when we get in the final third areas that we're putting some of the opportunities that we're creating away.
How much would you like the players to put on a sort of emphatic performance, especially at home turf, and pick up a good 3 points this weekend?
No, I'd be absolutely delighted if that was the case. But then again, as I say, I would take a scrappy 1-0 win as well, as long as we win the game. But I'm a big believer in if your performances are good enough over the course of the season, you'll get what you deserve. So hopefully performance-wise is good, and if it is, then there's no reason why we can't go on and get the 3 points.
Forest are in good form. They'll come here hoping they can get something. But does that work in our hands in a way? You said like the teams who've come to Carrow Road have been frustrated you in a way because they've packed the defence and we've had to break them down, haven't we?
Yeah, but we've got to be good enough to break them down, and that's been a sort of weakness for us. That at times when teams have came and sat in, we've maybe not shown that guile or that wee bit of quality to break them down, which is disappointing. But no, I think Forest come here in good form. I think they're a good side. They've got power and pace. But so did other teams. I mean, Wolves came here in really good form. They had power and pace, and we dealt with that. So hopefully we can put as good a performance on in this game.
Yeah, your fellow countryman Dougie Freedman has done a really good job since he's gone into Forest, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's went there and the boys have reacted to him, which is good for him. So, but to be honest, we won't be concentrating on any of that. We'll just be focusing on what we've got to do and making sure we do our jobs properly.